Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of...
Easy English Listening.
That's right, I'm Max.
And I'm Emma. We are so happy you're here with us today.
Hey Emma, have you ever noticed how one tiny word can completely change the way you think?
Especially one word, yet.
Ah, yes. That word is surprisingly powerful.
Right? Because compare these two sentences. I can't cook. I can't cook yet. I can't finish a marathon. I can't finish a marathon yet.
Wow, that already feels completely different.
Or even something scary like public speaking. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at speaking in front of people, you say, I'm not confident at public speaking yet.
It does, because one sentence sounds final, the other sounds like progress.
Exactly. When we say, I can't cook, it sounds like you cannot cook no matter how hard you try, and you will remain terrible at it, forever.
Exactly. It sounds permanent, like the story's already finished.
But when you add the word yet, suddenly it feels temporary, like you're still learning, still improving.
And honestly, I think a lot of people underestimate how powerful that mindset can be.
Because the way you talk to yourself really matters.
Right. If you keep telling yourself, I'm just bad at this, eventually your brain starts believing it and it starts to become true.
But yet leaves the door open. It tells your brain, okay, maybe I'm not good at this now, but I can get better.
That's right. Which is why today we are talking about top mindset habits of successful people.
Yeah, because when you look at successful people, whether in sports, business, or even learning a language, they usually think differently when facing challenges.
Instead of giving up immediately, they tend to see mistakes and failures as part of improving.
Exactly. And later in this episode, we are going to talk about a really interesting idea that explains why some people keep growing after failure while others stop trying completely. And honestly, I experienced this myself recently with high rocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first time I watched a high rocks race online, I thought, there is absolutely no way I could ever do that. The running looked exhausting, the sled pushes looked impossible, everything felt way too intense for me.
I think a lot of people feel that way when they first see high rocks.
Exactly. And then I went for my first training session, and wow, I was completely exhausted after just a small part of it.
Reality hit hard?
Very hard. And my first thought was honestly, maybe I am just not athletic enough for this. That was my fixed mindset thinking.
Like treating your current ability as permanent.
Right. But then my coach said something really simple. He said, Emma, you are just not there yet.
Ah, the power of yet.
Exactly. And that completely changed the way I looked at it. Instead of thinking, I cannot do high rocks, I started thinking, okay, maybe I cannot do it yet, but I can improve. And once you think like that, failure feels different.
Totally. A bad workout stops feeling like proof that you are weak. It just becomes part of training.
That is such an important mindset shift.
Yeah, because in real life, growth usually looks messy. Whether it's fitness, learning English, public speaking, or even starting a new job, people struggle in the beginning.
But the people who improve are usually the ones who keep going anyway.
Exactly. They stop seeing mistakes as the end of the story.
They see mistakes as feedback. So today, we are talking about mindset. More specifically, how small changes in the way you think can completely change the way you approach challenges, learning, and success.
And stick around, because later we're going to share a really interesting psychological study that might completely change the way you think about failure, learning, and personal growth.
All right, Max, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so mindset. Max, what do you think that word really means in simple terms?
That's a great question. I think of it like a pair of glasses. It's the lens you use to see the world. It's your general attitude or your collection of beliefs about yourself and the world.
The lens you see the world through. I like that. It's not what happens to you, but how you interpret it.
Exactly. And a famous psychologist, her name is Carol Dweck, she did a lot of research on this. She found that people usually have one of two main mindsets, and that the way we think about challenges can also shape our resilience, or our ability to keep going when things get difficult. This is the one we talked about in the beginning.
Oh, yes, I know her work. She talks about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, right?
That's the one. And that research brings up a fantastic vocabulary word for today: resilience.
Ooh, good one. How do you spell that?
It's resilience, resilience. It's the ability to keep going and recover from difficulties or challenges. It's about being tough and bouncing back.
Bouncing back. I like that image. So with my High Rocks training, that was me building resilience?
Totally. You faced something difficult, you struggled, you felt discouraged, but you kept showing up and improving bit by bit. That is resilience. And a growth mindset is what helps us build it.
So to quickly recap this part, we talked about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset.
A fixed mindset believes your abilities cannot really change, while a growth mindset believes you can improve through effort and practice.
We also talked about the power of the word yet.
Right. Instead of saying, "I cannot do this," you say, "I cannot do this yet."
And that small change helps you see challenges as part of learning instead of proof that you failed, which is also what helps build resilience and keeps people moving forward even when things get difficult.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so now we understand the power of yet and the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. But how do we actually start making that shift in real life? How can our listeners begin training themselves to think differently?
Yes, the practical tips. This is what everyone is waiting for. And honestly, one thing that really helped me was learning to stop comparing my beginning to someone else's middle.
Oh, wow. I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Definitely, especially now when we see everyone posting their best moments online. You watch someone doing high rocks effortlessly or speaking perfect English confidently, and you think, why am I not there yet?
Yeah, you only see the polished version. You don't see the years of practice behind it.
Exactly. I remember during my first few High Rocks training sessions, I kept comparing myself to people who had clearly been training for years. They looked strong, fast, completely comfortable, and honestly, it made me feel discouraged.
I can imagine that.
But then I realized something important. Comparing my first chapter to someone else's chapter 20 was completely unfair.
That is actually such a good way to think about it.
Right? Because everybody starts somewhere. Those people were beginners too. They were struggling too. We just never see that part.
And I guess comparison makes progress feel invisible.
Exactly. Because instead of noticing how much better you are getting, you only focus on how far away you still are.
Which can make people quit even when they are improving.
Totally. So now, instead of comparing myself to other people, I try to compare myself to the version of me from a few months ago.
That feels way healthier mentally.
It is, because then progress becomes personal. And honestly, that mindset makes learning feel a lot less stressful.
I really like that. Focus on your own progress, not someone else's timeline.
Exactly, because growth looks different for everyone.
This actually reminds me of a famous quote by Henry Ford. He said, "Whether you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right."
That is such a good quote. And what's really interesting is that there's actual science supporting this idea.
Oh, really? Time for a fun fact?
There's actually psychology research showing that constantly comparing yourself to people who are far ahead of you can lower motivation and confidence over time.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because your brain stops focusing on your own improvement and starts focusing only on the distance between you and the other person. So even if you're making progress, it can feel like you're failing.
So your progress starts feeling invisible.
Exactly. But studies also show that when people focus more on their own growth and personal progress, they're more likely to stay motivated, build resilience, and continue improving long term.
Exactly. So instead of constantly comparing yourself to other people, try focusing on your own progress and how far you've already come. everyone improves at a different pace. And to quickly recap this part, comparison can make your progress feel invisible, while focusing on your own growth helps you stay motivated, build confidence, and keep improving over time.
Simple, powerful, and backed by studies. My kind of tip.
And it leads to another really useful idea, which is about how we talk to ourselves about success. It's about praising the process, not just the result.
Praising the process. What does that actually look like?
Well, a fixed mindset focuses only on the outcome. I got an A or I failed. But a growth mindset pays attention to the effort behind it. Instead of saying, I'm just smart, you might say, I'm proud that I kept practicing, or I worked really hard for that.
Ah, so the focus shifts from talent to effort.
Exactly, because effort is something you can control. Your strategies, your practice, your consistency. Those are the things that help people improve over time. And honestly, I think that makes growth feel a lot less intimidating.
Definitely, because then it stops being about changing everything overnight.
Right, it becomes more about small steps, just noticing your thoughts a little more, catching that negative voice when it appears.
And sometimes, one tiny change in the way you speak to yourself can make a huge difference.
Like adding that one simple word, yet.
So, to quickly recap this part, we talked about why it's important to praise the process, not just the result.
Right. Instead of only focusing on success or failure, focus on the effort, practice, and consistency behind it.
We also talked about why constantly comparing yourself to other people can make your own progress feel invisible.
Because everyone improves at a different pace, and you usually only see the polished version of someone else's journey.
Exactly. So instead of comparing yourself to where other people are now, try comparing yourself to where you used to be.
And that small shift can help you stay motivated, build confidence, and keep improving over time.
So, that is our challenge for you, our lovely listeners, this week. Just try it. When you hear that voice in your head that says, I can't, just gently add, yet.
And let us know how it feels. Please leave us a comment on our website or on our social media. We would absolutely love to hear your yet stories.
We really would. Please remember that learning anything, learning English, learning a new skill, learning to think differently, it all takes time. It's a journey, but you are not alone on it.
We'll be here with you, little by little.
Thank you so much for listening to Easy English Listening.
With your hosts, Max.
And Emma. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye, everyone. Keep your English practice going. Choose another video on your screen that we've selected especially for you.